A beautiful lovely gamers, my name is Jonal. Welcome to this week's episode of Mailbox. Monday is here where I take your requests, your submissions, your questions, and try to answer them in a timely manner. If you want to add your own idea or anything like that to this video series, your questions, submissions, and so can be done on our Discord server, link down in the description. You go to the Mailbox Monday text channel and you can just post whatever question you have, and I will try to answer them in an upcoming video. Now, of course, a like on the video helps against YouTube's abusive algorithm. Goes with a comment down below, and subscribing to the channel, to my Twitter and my Twitch is also linked down in the description. Really does help out, especially as a small-time content creator. It really does help out, guys, and I appreciate the support more than you can ever think. Now, let's start with the first question and the golden question of the day, which comes from Hole, which is how would a GM player approach their game in terms of mentality? I used the GG next game one as an example. I think that, again, GM players are different. Everybody thinks differently. I know some people that have very different mindsets than others. But I think that a general good rule that at least I like to use is the self-improvement one. It kind of goes to GG go next, but it's far more looking at you individually. So instead of thinking like, oh, okay, lost the game, unlucky, I'm not gonna improve, right? Oh, shit team, or anything like that, or okay, unlucky game, I'll go next. I try to look like, okay, how did I perform? And I don't really care. Like, I get mad if I win and I felt like I played like garbage. I don't like that. And it's the same if I lose and I play like garbage, I feel like shit. Of course, it's never fun losing, but if I lose and I played good, I'm satisfied with it. It's kind of like looking at the game long term. So instead of thinking like, oh, I lost a game, no, that sucks, right? Rather think like, okay, I dominated the game, we lost, it's unlucky, not even I can carry that. Still look at your improvement, potentially note down on a notepad, like, okay, what did I do wrong this game? So you can start looking at like common mistakes that you're doing. This is something that I do a lot in our private coaching sessions, which of course, if you want to hire me as a private coach, hit me up on our Discord server down below, 50 euros for a 2-hour session. But and that is like to tell people to do that. Note down all your mistakes, and that way you will kind of see a common denominator of what mistakes always get repeated. And looking at it like that, looking at each rank game, not as a potential win for rank, but rather as, did I learn something? Did I improve? Is this practice? Then long term you will rank up. I think there's a lot of people that have a very what's it called, like short-term view of their SR gain, or very like impatient view of their SR gain. And I think that's a big issue for a lot of people. I know a lot of high elo players focus on the long term. It also makes sure that you don't tilt after losing games, because as long as you are improving and you're doing well and you're playing good, you will rank up, and you know that. It also helps a lot with confidence issues, which a lot of people struggle about when I do private coaching. Is one of the things that I help people understand when we have a private coaching session, is to get people's confidence up, because there's so many really good players out there that are losing games, and it's so easy to fix, but it's mentality and so many easy mistakes that really can help people rank up way faster. Now, YouTube's abusive algorithm posted a comment saying, when comparing your style of coaching to other coaches, I noticed that you spend a lot more time explaining positioning, stuff like Snipe Banana and Bird View, than others. Is this something you developed over the years with experience, or did you take inspiration from somebody? All my coaching is something that I've taken inspiration, something that I have learned myself. I, of course, have watched other coaches and like seen some of their points, or had discussion with other coaches. That's something that you happen, right? But I have never mimicked anybody's coaching style or learned this. So the general, what I do a lot when you guys see coaching, when I do one-on-one sessions, also when I do team coaches, and especially when I do YouTube coaching, is I focus a lot on the overall stuff, right? And I think that there's two types of coaches. There's far more, but one that I want to really point out, and that's the bad type of coaches, which are like, they will just point out mistakes. They'll be like, oh yeah, you guys shouldn't have done that, or you have bad aim, fix that. Like, and like, oh yeah, you're not, I don't like this position, I would rather have you to be top left instead, like this is not really a good position, right? Or like yeah, here you kind of wasted your ultimate. Like, they're just pointing out mistakes, and they're explaining why is this a mistake. They're not looking at the overall picture, they're just looking at the VOD as like a case by case study. They're not trying to take a look at the overall picture. They're not trying to understand why is this player actually playing wrong. Where's the general mistake? Where's the mentality mistakes? The miss in game sense, the missing information, and how can we fix that? And that is something that infuriates me when it happens when I watch teams, when I do private coaching, and I hear other players have that. A lot of coaches like to spit in like really fancy words or fancy terminology, and I do that as well, right? Like I also use that, but when they do it, a lot of coaches don't really explain what they're talking about or why they're talking about it, and I think it's just so half-assed, and I don't like that. So what I try to do is I try to make like overall systems, make mentalities, game plans, make them understand their win conditions, make them understand what our overall game plan is, make somebody understand how do you position, how do you know that you're in a good position or in a bad position, what are you looking for when it comes to activity, how do you improve your accuracy, why do we practice accuracy as we do, give the player game sense. Don't just tell him don't just tell his mistakes and hope he will fix himself, or maybe tell him the mistakes and tell him where he should have been on the map. Rather educate him on how he can make this decision himself, because every game is different, every map in Overwatch is different, every hero is different. You don't want to go away in a coaching session knowing how to play Anubis against Dive with Dive. You want to know how to play Overwatch better as an overall game, and also other games, by understanding how to improve your accuracy and game sense and mentality and so on. Now, East Coast Prodigy asks stream when, and that's something that I've been wanting to do a long time. I actually really want to stream right now. I just don't have time at the moment. Hopefully I will set up a stream actually not too long if I have the time. It's just a lot of stuff with friends and family. A lot to do with my studies right now. I'm studying at the same time I'm looking for a job, as I'm still, even though I'm still a student, I'm still looking for a job as I'm done with my bachelor after the semester, and I kind of have to move, so I'm also looking at apartments. There's a lot of stuff kind of piling up. You've seen that in the spacing between my YouTube videos. I really want to stream. I'm working on setting up some days to do streaming. The issue with my stream is, again, that if I'm gonna stream, I really want to do it not full-time, but far more like with a schedule. That's not something that would be available, so maybe we'll set up something like a pug event or something like that with the community. If you guys are interested in that, tell me in the comments, like the video so I get some feedback, especially in the comments, if you guys are interested in a pug event where we set up people in the community of different teams and I stream it and we play against each other and so on, and maybe I can get one of my high elo teams that I coach to kind of play against the winners. So I can get a coordinated, like an actual, like a 4.4k team to meet you guys, like the random pug team that wins everything, kind of meet them and just play against them just for fun. Maybe that's something that would be dope. And in the end, actually, it seems like I've cut out the name, so I will hopefully edit the name in post. I'm very sorry, I don't know who submitted this question, because I fucking screenshot cut it wrong when I was adding these questions into my folder. But yeah, is it because, actually I know who submitted this. This is Abuse of Algorithm, now that I remember. Holy shit, my memory is actually insane. I made these questions into a mailbox like 2 days ago. Anyway, yeah. Do you consider Overwatch to be a heavily a strategy game like Dota and League of Legends rather than a simple FPS? Does you value them more over basic mechanics? So this is a kind of follow-up question. Do I value the overall game sense, the overall like the theoretical bird view and the positioning and so on over basic mechanics, because Overwatch is far more strategic as a game, similar to League of Legends and Dota? And no, I don't. I've said this many times, especially when I do coaching and so on. In the end, it doesn't matter how good position you have and how good game sense you have, especially if you're playing DPS. How good position you have, and how if you understand that you're supposed to engage, or you kind of see that you can make a play here. If when you make the play, you miss every shot, right? One thing, and then what we work a lot about, is people that already have actually pretty good mechanics either get even better mechanics, or people with bad mechanics getting even better mechanics. But it's also a lot about like getting opportunities, getting these opportunities where you can getting value out of your positioning, and being safe so you can stay alive, so you can make more plays. How to make more plays, how to carry, how to literally hard carry in where you lose 2 players at the start of a fight. How do you actually carry from that? When your team feeds, or your bad teammates, or you're outmatched by somebody, how do you carry? That's a lot what I focus on in my private coaching sessions. But in the end, you can only do as much as your mechanics. That's why every single private coaching session I focus on how to get their mechanics up, how to make easier shots, how to get more value out of their shots and hit easier, how to practice mechanics so that you are good at aiming, not just spamming anabots, not just doing TTM, but other ways of improving your mechanical accuracy. I focus a lot of that in private coaching, and that's a stable segment for majority of people, unless I'm coaching really high elo players, and then it's far more about mouse activity and how they there's some stuff that you can work on in those fields. I still do some aim training with those higher level players, but a lot of those players are in such a high caliber right now that they can do it themselves. They can analyze their own accuracy and so on, but I still mention it and I still guide them to make sure that they continually evolve their accuracy to be as good. Even if it's 4.2k, there's still a lot to learn for a lot of people in the crosshair placement and so on. But in those games, I focus a lot of my energy on other stuff. But anyone that's like masters and down and even low GM plays, I focus so much on the mechanics and the fundamentals because there's so much to learn and so much to easily improve on and to set people on the right path. Now that's all for this week. Like, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. My Twitter, my Discord, my Twitch, link down in the description. Of course, if you want to rank up, improve, and get better at the game, hit me up. It's €50 for a 2-hour session. If you want to hire me as a private coach, just send me a DM on Discord. Besides that, guys, please take care. Stay positive. I love you guys very, very much. Thank you so much for the support. My name is Jonal, and you guys keep the enemy in your crosshairs.